States. 1,000 miles.
How do we determine which alternate votes win?
Got in a car and drove. An event. That event.
Joe's turn? Okay. You want your job back? I'd like to call to order the Wednesday, June 5th, 2024 meeting of the Zoning Board of Appeals for the Town of Trumbull. Can we all please rise and state the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We've got all the commissioners present. Have you all had an opportunity to take a look at last week's minutes? Do we have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Seconded by Ken. Okay, moving forward, application 24-16, 61 Clemens Ave, John Lars for Martha, oh, you're gonna have to help me on this one. Svaro Vegas.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Apologize.
Okay.
Please come up, state your name and your address for the record, sir.
John Luhrs, L-U-H-R-S, 30.
Commissioners, could I just correct that, just for the record, the application is 24-14?
14.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Luhrs, 33 Quaker Ridge Road.
Do me a favor, can you press the green, red button so it's down below to turn screen? Thank you.
33 Quaker Ridge Road, Bethel, Connecticut, 06801.
Just go ahead and discuss the application, sir, for us.
We are applying for a zoning variance for setbacks. If you look at the survey, the new proposed building is, the whole house is not really in compliance any longer. But what we're looking to do is close to the side, add a two-car garage with the story above it. Going a little bit lower, just adding to the garage on the back of the property. As you can see, I think 11.2 feet is where we're close. So it's basically just for setbacks.
Commissioners on my right, do you have any questions?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. So there's an existing,
There's an
Encroachment.
Yes,
there's an existing encroachment into the setback, is that correct?
there is.
So it's already non-conforming in that respect?
That's
Is
correct.
that correct? And you're just going above that garage?
No, that'll be demolished and then build new from the ground up.
Okay, but the existing one is already encroaching into the setback, is that
It is.
correct? Okay, thank you.
As is the whole house, because setbacks have changed since it was constructed.
Just to be clear, sir, you're not going any further into the setback than it goes now, is that right?
No, we're not. Well, we're
So is the
adding,
footprint staying the same?
the footprint doesn't comply, and I don't
No,
believe.
but
we're-
are you changing the footprint? Is it expanding?
Essentially, no, we're going a little bit out the back. As you can see on the survey. There's a smaller portion, so the property line is on a slight angle. So as we go back there, we're probably going, what is it, maybe 6 inches further than what exists in the back corner?
So it looks like existing is 11.2, and then the back corner is 11, so two additional inches.
Yes, from what exists.
Commissioners on my left, do you have any questions? Thank you very much, sir. Is there anyone here who would like to speak in favor of this application? Please come forward. Is there anyone here who would like to speak in opposition to this application? Please come forward. Okay, I'm going to close the public session of our meeting and go into a work session. Do I have a motion to approve this application?
So moved. Second.
Seconded by Mayo. I think 2 inches from additional setback encroachment in a very tight lot. Any comments, anyone?
Yeah, I think the applicant testified that it's existing non-conforming and any additional new construction is not going to be a substantial increase in the nonconformity.
All in favor? Approved unanimously. Thank you very much. Moving forward, application 24-11, 51 Zephyr Road, Joseph Mastroluca.
Excuse me, Mr. Chairman, I have
You have to recuse yourself,
myself.
yes, I'm sorry. Joe, you'll be a voting member in this application. Can you do me a favor to state your name and address for the record, please?
Hi, everybody tonight. I'm Joseph Mastroluca. I live at 51 Zephyr Road. I'm the owner.
And just go ahead and discuss the application.
Okay, so what I am proposing, as you'll see on the set of, there's a set of architectural building plans and there's a site plan. I am proposing a 30 by 30 accessory building, and the reason why I'm here tonight is because I'm asking for a zoning variance. It's basically setbacks and I believe height as well.
Just give us a moment to take a look at the,
Yeah, there's a couple different things, so.
yeah. So you're requesting a side variance of 8.6 feet where 20 is required.
Yep.
And 11.4 is proposed, and then an additional front setback variance of 33 feet and 7 inches where 50 is required, and then a 13.6 where 16.3 is proposed. And then a height variance of 9 feet where 15 is required and 24 is proposed.
That is correct.
Thank you. Commissioners on my right, do you have any questions?
Sure, just a couple questions, sir. Are there any existing nonconformities on the lot now?
I believe so. I believe my house on Magnolia Road that setback is, I believe, supposed to be 50 feet, and we are at under 40, if I'm not mistaken, if you look at the line. I think on the site civil plan, that's pulled up there. So that side of the house along Magnolia Road is existing non-conforming. Yeah, it says 40-foot building setback, and I believe that's a 50-foot zone. So my house is already, with closer than that setback.
And how about on the side where you have the proposed two-story garage? It doesn't appear that you have any.
You're talking about the rear of the site?
Yes.
No. Yeah, that would be a new variance.
Okay. Thank you.
Catherine, do you have Commissioner Krieger, do you have any questions?
No.
Commissioners on my left, do you have any questions?
Yeah. Yes, there we have two, we have a letter here from Brian Holinko.
Yep.
Is he present?
No, he's not here tonight. Those letters that I provided are from some of the neighbors within the 150-foot mandatory notification, circumference. And I went and I explained the plans to them, and I had them sign that they had seen them in person with me, and we discussed, and they had no issues with it.
Have you spoken with the homeowner, the number 72?
I have briefly spoken with him. I offered him the chance to sign a letter. He was busy cutting the lawn at the moment. Said he'd review with his wife, and that was kind of the end of the conversation.
Okay. They just got the attention, there was a letter from Dan and Christina.
Yes, that's the rear yard abutting neighbor.
Right, so this is was this entered into the
Yeah, so just, all 1, 2, 3, 4, there are 5 neighbors within the 150 yards that did sign the form that was provided to them that had to be notified that were in favor, and then there's one letter in opposition, which is 72 Magnolia Road,
Right.
Dan Nicola, and then all these have already been entered into the record.
Excuse me, am I able to hear that letter read? I'm not aware of any of that.
If you'd like to read it right now, I didn't bring my reading glasses.
You could just give him a
I'm
copy.
Yeah, would you like a copy?
Just one, just for my record. Thank you.
And The resident may be here tonight. They may speak
Yeah.
to the letter.
I think he's
He's here.
Yes.
So, I mean, so just so you know how this works, if someone does speak in opposition to your application, you are going to have the opportunity to rebut their comments. So if you're finished with your application presentation, we can move forward.
Yeah, if anybody doesn't have any other questions.
I'm sorry, Kim, do you have any questions?
Okay.
So if you had put the garage closer to the house, then there wouldn't be a need for a variance? why-
No, I believe I'd be having a variance no matter what. I would probably have to reduce the size of the garage. And I'm still in a non-conforming side on Magnolia Road, right? So that setback is still going to be non-conforming. I'd meet the setback, I believe, in the rear yard. And then the height would obviously still be a variance as well.
And what's the reasoning for putting it so close to the line when
It-
you have all that space in between?
Well, if you look at the plans, you'll see that there is a big shrubbery area in the back, right? A lot of those plants are, they were there when I bought the house. They're ready to be, turned over and ripped out. And it just makes for an easier construction of the piece of property. It also gives me the ability to have a larger driveway surface to be able to park. I have a young daughter. She's going to want to be able to play. And right now, the driveway is a little steep. There's not really enough room in there. Really the reasoning behind this is that, we're looking to expand our family. I have a 3-bedroom house, and I will be enclosing my current garage to do so. So that gives me a 4th bedroom in my house. I'm a professional engineer by trade. I do a lot of different types of buildings. And I work out of my house, so this will also give me the ability to have a larger home office for myself, and to kind of separate from the little kids running around compared to work. So,
One other question. In comment, the garage is also very close to Magnolia. And my question would be, have you had thought about moving it back so that you get within the setback or within a reasonable setback compared to the existing your house and your neighboring house at number 72? I see that it projects beyond the existing setbacks, and it would not be in character with the neighborhood.
can I
Could you speak to that?
Yes,
Yeah.
I could. So if you actually go to the last page of my packet, right, it's actually A402. I did a bunch of different elevations for you, and you're going to see that I have large trees surrounding my whole lot. These trees, I have no intention of removing these trees. I don't have any intention of cutting them. They are going to grow unless they fall down. So, you're really only seeing maybe, 6 feet of the roof at that point. Given the neighborhood that I have, most of the houses, even right across the street from mine, are, at that height or even greater. So that's kind of where I, maybe not agree with that opinion.
No further questions. Thank you.
Commissioners?
Yeah, sure. Just one clarification. So if the proposed 2-story garage was attached to the house at the same distance from the front yard setback, it looks like you'd only need a few feet of a rear setback at most, and just visually.
So you're proposing to move the garage attached to the house, which, I have a existing patio there. I just put a brand new slider door in to walk out to the patio. And then, so I'll lose all that work that was already done. That doesn't, and then I end up losing more of my, it's not in the interest of what I'm proposing here. I see what you're saying. Obviously you meet that setback that you're looking for, but that's kind of the reason why I'm here, to look for that.
Okay. And the question about the trees are existing?
Yes.
At that height that's shown on the plan?
Yes,
that
if you can actually see them on A101.
Yeah, no, I just,
Yeah.
those are existing at that height.
Approximately, yes.
Okay,
They're not lower than that, put it that way.
thank you.
Any further questions, Commissioners? Thank you very much, sir.
Yep.
Is there anyone else here present who would like to speak in favor of this application? Please come forward. Is there anyone here who would like to speak in opposition to this application? Please come forward, state your name and address for the record, please, sir.
Hello, Dan Nicolia, 72 Magnolia Road. I'm here to speak in opposition to the variance request. As discussed, some of the points you brought up. This building is proposed to be built 11.4 feet off of my property. That's actually our front yard. The way the street's set up, you could see on there, it kind of loops around. So that's just off of the fence to our front yard. I think as you talked, there's other options, I think, available. That just encroaches pretty close to our house, our front of our house. I think that would have an impact on my property value. I think that, I know there's trees there, but those trees have been there, the houses were built in the 60s, so those trees are, decades old. I hope they stay up forever, but a bad storm, one comes down, two comes down. Now, off our front yard, there's a, large building that's standing there. I think there's other options. I'm not against anyone building anything on their property, but I think if there's other options, then they should be pursued. And again, I know the trees are there. The ones on the side probably, are shorter than the ones on the back. But like I said, if someone new moves in, they decide they don't want trees. Now, we have a building there. So there's just a lot of issues, I think, that impacts us significantly that we don't have, a choice with. And if there's other options, I would say you should pursue those other options. But again, I think it has a significant impact on my property and the future, possible sale. I'm not looking to move, but our property value will be impacted. And it is out of character for the neighborhood to have a garage that close to a property, also that close to a front yard, that close to a street. It just would really stick out and kind of alter the current character of the neighborhood. And as the abutting property, I think I have the most impact, and that's why we're in opposition to that.
Thank you very much, sir. If you'd like to address any of your neighbor's issues, do please do so.
Okay, so some of the things that my neighbor Dan spoke on. Number one, the reason I'm contemplating or proposing this variance and doing this is because we don't want to move. We love our neighborhood. I think that's a part of the reason why I'm even going through this length to even try to get this done. Given that the house is where it is, we are actually the second owners of this house. We bought it from a woman that was maybe in her late 80s, original owner. And I took a lot of pride, purchasing the house, writing a letter to specifically get the winning bid to buy the house, and she accepted it on that sense. Given the fact that I do agree with Dan that having his house behind mine or the abutting property gives him a lot of leverage in regards to how it may affect him. I disagree in regards to property value, but that's another story. And as far as Magnolia Road, he wouldn't be seeing it. It would be, I would think, the neighbor across the street directly from my property, which I have a letter of support from, would be the one affecting that side of the house. So, it's kind of a 50-50 shot. And I just want to point out one thing in his letter where he speaks about my company. I work from home because, again, I want to be in my kid's life. I think that's very important in this day and age. I don't bring clients to my house. They never will. It's just not a thing. It's just really, it's only that my LLC is set to the mailbox. That's really all it is. I get mail to my house, checks. So I don't really understand that concern. It's not commercial property and never will be. So that's really all I have to say on his comments.
Is there anyone else who would like to, is there anyone else here who would like to speak in opposition to this application? Sir, if you want to, one last time.
Not to keep going back and forth, but just to address the part of the letter about the commercial use, that was just asking the question, you see as a home office, you gotta ask the question, you never know what people will look to do. And also a point that I would like to make is, if, I know, you know, we all hope to live in that neighborhood forever, it's a very nice neighborhood, but if people do move, will that be now turned into an apartment? You know, what are the things we're not foreseeing down in the future that could have an impact? And that's just kind of all part of our thought process there. Thank you.
Anyone else here in opposition of this application, please come forward. All right, I'm going to close the public session.
Mr. Chairman?
Oh, sorry.
Just interject for a second.
Yep.
Sometimes the commission may ask the applicant if they want to ask for an extension of time to continue the hearing. That may give them an opportunity to have discussions with their neighbor and possibly revise the application. But that's up to the chair.
Yes, can I extend that opportunity to you to extend your application so that you may have an opportunity prior to being voted or receiving approval or denial for this application, so that in the future you have broader options to adjust your application such that.
I know you're not meeting in July, I speak.
Yeah, please come forward. So by law, we have 60 days though, is that correct?
Yeah, so you're not meeting in July, right? So to me, you know, I would like to see a vote, and then if I have to revise it, I just submit again. It's not, like I said, I do this for a living.
Yeah.
And I know it's not a lot of work for me.
There
to
you go.
fix it, so.
Sounds good. Then I will close the public session. Do I have a motion to approve this application? Seconded? Second. Obama? Discussion? Please?
Mr. Chairman, this is a significant variance he's asking for, and it's not as if he's building on an existing nonconformity. He didn't lay out a reason for a hardship other than the location works well for him. It clearly doesn't work for his neighbor. But it's a significant, let's say, imposition, both in the front yard, which isn't so bad along the street, but in the
Side yard.
The side yard, I suppose, next to his neighbor. It's significant, and there's really nothing there now. So the neighbor is going from having, you know, trees and then green on the other side of that to a building. So as a result, I have some concerns about it.
Commissioner to my left?
I would agree with that, concur. Also note that people that often have detached garages are existing non-conforming conditions. They're very close, sometimes right on a zero lot line, okay? But they're usually in the back of the property, not in the front of the property. I would have as much concern for the side of the property as for the variance as for the frontage, okay? Because those trees could be gone, okay? And now you have a house that's obstructing the view from the front of the number 72 across, and, you know, it's not conform. A question I have is where is the hardship? Was the hardship expressed? In order to get you can respond to that. Can you respond to that?
No, you can't. We're in the private
Okay,
section.
we need a hardship. I don't see a hardship was expressed.
Commissioner Mayo? Commissioner DeCorpo? Any comments?
Looks like they're also asking for a
Height variance for 9 feet, yeah. We put it to a vote? All in favor? All opposed? Does not pass. All right, reopen our public session of our meeting. Moving on to application number 24-26, 19th Edith Avenue, James and Carrie Totten.
Does someone want to get Commissioner Reale?
Yes, I'm gonna grab that. He's coming. Can you go ahead and state your name for the record, sir?
Hi, I'm Jim Totten. I am the owner of 19 Edith Avenue.
Can you go ahead and discuss your project?
Yep, we are applying for a variance to replace and slightly extend our front porch on our home. The porch will extend another foot beyond the existing front step where it is today. The reason we are here is that our home is pre-existing non-conforming structure that is already inside of the 50-foot setback. So we are requesting a variance to just replace that porch.
I don't have any questions. Commissioners to my right, do we have any questions for this applicant?
I have no questions, Chairman.
Commissioners to my left? Thank you very much, sir. Is there anyone here who'd like to speak in favor of this application? Please come forward. Is there anyone who would like to speak in opposition to this application? I would like to close the public session and go into work session. Do I have a motion to approve this application?
Motion to approve.
Any seconded?
Sure, I'll second.
By Elbaum. Pretty straightforward. Any discussion? All in favor? Passes unanimously. Thank you very much.
Mr. Chairman, I think there was a
Oh.
motion to approve the agenda, but there was no vote.
The minutes are, oh, that's right. Did we approve? Yeah, we approved the minutes unanimously.
But there wasn't a...
Oh, we didn't vote to approve the minutes. All in favor of approving last meeting on May 1st, 2004? Passes unanimous. Thank you very much. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Commissioner, prior to that, were there any engineering comments? I know they
No.
came in late and I didn't see them. I just wanted
No.
to check.
No, we're good.
Mr. Chairman, I also advise the commission that the applicant for 4 Misha Hill Road that was here 2 months ago, David Arendt, has filed an appeal to Superior Court. That was the bridge house over the wetlands.
The house over the wetlands with the bridge, yeah. Pinewood Trail.
Some at P and Z yet?
It is, the hearing before wetlands was, we had 2 hearings. The second one was last night, and that was continued to July. So that's still pending.
Motion to adjourn. Elbaum, seconded by Reale. Thank you very much.
Album Realia?
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.